Welcome back to my channel. In this video I thought it would be fun to experiment with a gradient of doodles. So I'll be using a somewhat similar color scheme that I had in the previous video, except I've replaced the orange for rows of ultramarine. The first thing I did was to paint 3 circles, which are actually the centers of flowers. These acted as placeholders so that I knew when to stop one color and move toward another one. I didn't draw any of the doodles with lead pencil beforehand, but I did practice in my sketchbook, so I knew exactly which ones I was going to use for this piece. And although this is not a large piece of paper, the doodles are quite intricate, so obviously I will need to repeat most of them. The majority of the doodles will be done with markers, and this one here, the Copic multi-liner, is one that I purchased recently. It's in the wine color, and it's a beautiful color which pairs really well with rows of ultramarine, so I was quite happy with that. The other one that I use, which is also a Copic multi-liner, is olive, although that color was not an exact match with the green that I used as watercolor. But I don't think it's noticeable, or I don't think it damaged, quote unquote, the painting, just because where I used it, I only used it with green watercolor, so it kind of makes it monochromatic in that area, if that makes any sense. So I was the only thing that I was deliberate about was to make sure that I did not add too many shapes that were filled in, not all clumped together. So I will alternate between a shape like the one I'm doing right now, and maybe next to it I will do something that is filled in as opposed to left open. Again, I hope this makes sense, but I have to say that I had to speed up the footage, unfortunately, and I'm really sorry about that. I know some people don't like that, but if I had left everything in real time, you would have looked at an hour and a half worth of doodling, and I don't think it's for everybody. So I had to speed it up, but the close-up shots like these are all in real time, so I hope this makes up for it. Something else that I should mention would be that I made sure that when it was time to switch to another color, that I had, for instance, when I'm going from rows of ultramarine to the blue, I made sure that I carried some elements of the rows of ultramarine into the blue section, just so that it wouldn't be like a line of purple and then a line of blue and then a line of green. I really wanted to create a soft gradient. So really, when you look at the finished piece, it's hard to tell where the blue ends and the green starts, which is exactly what I wanted. So one way to achieve this is to actually trail some of the previous color into the other one until you get to, just full on blue, let's say. I hope this all makes sense, but it'll get clearer as you watch the video. You'll notice that some of the doodling, or especially when I filled in the shapes with the marker, they're a little bit messy. That's because I can't wear my glasses when I film with my iPhone at the same time, because I can't see the screen. I need a new prescription, yes, I know. So that results in very messy filling in with the marker. So what I did is at the end, when the cameras were turned off, I just went back in with the marker and made it a little bit neater. I have another tip to share with you, and I think this one is the most important one, so maybe I should have started with this one. But I suggest you start with your biggest shapes first. That's because I ran into some problems. I'm going to add another center for another flower in that purple portion, and I let the dot dry, and then I went around it and I added more branches. And when it came time to do the petals, I didn't have a clear space. I walked into the branch that I previously did, and because the lines are very, very fine, I didn't like the look of that, so I ended up having to go over that branch that I had done, and it bothers me because it's not supposed to be that way. So maybe start with your biggest shapes like the mushrooms and the flowers. Make sure they're colored in and completed, like adding the stems and the petals, and then go back in with your fillers. And I kind of have like, I want to say 2 categories of fillers. I have the larger branches, and then I also have tiny leaves or the swirly things that I added. So these are the smaller fillers. So big shapes first, and then go in and add your fillers. I added too much water in that section. I didn't like it. So what I do in that case is I rinse my brush and then I dab it on the towel to make it damp, not wet. And I go over what I've painted, and the bristles automatically suck up the excess moisture. I started working with a white charcoal pencil to add little accents of white, and I like that better. It's a little bit more subtle and doesn't distract too much, because sometimes when you add the white gel pen, it's really opaque. The one that I use anyways is quite opaque, and sometimes the eye goes there first, and I didn't want that. Now, I did not add gold, but of course I did add silver with glitter in it. And this pen, I really wanted to film the B-rolls for you with my phone, because this pen is magic. It's liquidy, it's glittery, and unfortunately you can't really tell from the photos at the end, but it dries pretty much as you see it right now. It's super glittery. It's glittery. It's late, I'm tired. But anyways, that is pretty much it for this video. It was a ton of fun, and I was very excited to show you this video, and I hope that you'll play along as well. As usual, I will list the supplies in the description below. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my awesome patrons, as usual, who allow me to create free content here on YouTube for you all. They support my art in a financial way, and I'm very grateful for them. So that is it. Please keep creating, stay healthy and safe, and I will see you soon.